¿Quiero esta madre o no? Yo... Pues no quiere enfocar así que digamos, muy bien. Pues no. Está de madres. Bueno, lo que sea. Yeah. So, shit got crazy. Shit got crazy and I called the cops. When don't I call the cops, right? I'm like always at the Tucson police, be like, listen, your churches, they're full of criminals. You should do something about that because human trafficking is not cool with animals, children, or women, even men. So yeah, it was just kind of crazy. It was just like, so these people like can like do whatever the fuck they want because they're inside the medical, the medical system. And so they get easy access to a bunch of like poor, disadvantaged, low income people all the time. Like free grabs, you know what I mean? So I was thinking, okay, so not only is this super dangerous for me and my sister, I was like, this is dangerous for anyone, really, if we look hard enough into all of it. It's massively bad. Massively bad. Not just like a little bit, but I had like records upon records of just really shady medical crap going on at the Rio. And I was like, how do I connect that to all these missing cases of children and women and men? And I was like, wait a minute. Since we're right by the border, right? We're right by the border to Mexico. All these people are literally being trafficked. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Without question, they're just being hauled in and out, in and out. And the Mexican government, of course, is paying for that. They're paying for the whole thing, right? Because they're in bed, right, with big oil, which ironically, right, is paying for the war in Palestine. So I was like, okay, so not only are we paying for the massacre of a whole country, right? We are funding to kill Jews. We're funding a lot of things to just go horribly wrong, right? We're funding AI. We're funding, really environmental disasters to occur. We're funding nuclear weapons. We're funding nuclear power. We're funding like all the most horrendous experiments known to man. We're funding that shit. So I was like, okay, so who's paying? Where's this money coming from? Where are they getting the resources to make all this happen? The Congo, Africa is paying for the grand majority of it. But like, why would Africa and the Congo be so invested into this? So it's like enslavement never went away, and it just got really, really big and shady and smart about everything. So they covered all their corners. So, the whole lie of that black people are the only ones being enslaved, to this day, that's not true. There is Chinese people that are in current enslavement. There is currently right now a whole massive sleuth of people from North Korea to South Korea that are being enslaved and trafficked. So it's like all over. It's a pandemic of enslavement. And, they target anyone and everyone who is low income, right? If they know that you can't defend yourself, they'll come after you. So that's why they killed most of my family, right? Because they knew that we could provide for ourselves. We owned fisheries. We owned, a lot of things that made the world go round and feed a lot of people. So they started picking at us one by one, and then it didn't help that my own blood, right, betrayed us because they're like low lives and ugly fuckers that have nothing better to do because they're stupid. So I was like, okay, so not only is Mexico betraying and prostituting its own people, right, for a pretty penny, it's destroying massive ecosystems. destroying water resources, you know, just selling anything and everything. I was just like, what is the deal with all of the mayhem occurring? Like, we've never seen such ecological disasters like it has been now. So, you know, I kind of gathered that this whole thing is like a ticking time bomb where we don't have that much time. I think we've got 30 seconds, people. We got 30 seconds for this shit to go ba-boom, you know? To go bam. And you're out. And the people think that you can, like, have interracial marriages and shit. Dude, honey, we can't even have babies at this point. We can't even have marriages. We can't even survive. We can't even eat. I don't know what the fuck people in the woke agenda have in mind, but like, no. Chewbacca did not bring balance to the Force. Okay? I know mainstream media wants you to believe that, you know, for some reason, Star Wars was about like one dude saving everybody. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. That's not how that shit works. Okay, that's why it's called Return of the Jedi. Like, a whole race of people had to return from extinction for things to function. But they went extinct and everything fell apart. And what are we seeing right now? The Jews are being attacked. Anybody that's coming from Mexico are being attacked. The Jedi are being attacked, right? And we're the farmers. We're the ones who fish. We're the ones that are out in the farms, risking our lives to bring fresh produce to the markets. And so they're just killing us off one by one. Like, they're not playing anymore. They're openly out targeting us every time. And then they have breeding programs where they want to forcibly try to make us have babies. And we can't, because that shit doesn't work that way, right? They're like, well, maybe if we mix this DNA with this DNA, it'll work. I'm like, wombs are not for rent. Okay? Wombs are not for rent. So I don't know where you get this idea where you can, like, experiment on people and think it's gonna go swimmingly. That shit does not work that way, okay? It's ancient blood, ancient DNA, right? That has worked with Mother Nature, with evolution, for more than 9 billion years. Before the Mother Earth was built, 9 billion years,